Then Krishna too. The next important king was Krishna too. He was son of Amogavarsha and he succeeded the throne. Okay, he succeeded the throne. Then he defeated the Eastern Chalukya king Gunaga Vijayaditya. Gunaga Vijayaditya was a very important Eastern Chalukyan king. So Krishna too, he defeated Eastern Chalukya king Gunaga Vijayaditya. Then comes Indra III. Indra III also was a very powerful king. Then in 916 AD he occupied Kanauj. Indra III he occupied Kanauj in 916. Then during those days, in order to gain control over Kanauj, battle happened between Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Pala dynasties, that is tripartite struggle. So but Indra III he gained control over Kanauj. After him the following kings ascended the throne who were inglorious, that is Amogavarsha II, Govinda IV and Beddaga, all were inglorious. Then comes important one, Krishna III. After Indra III, it is Krishna III. The last powerful and efficient king of Rashtrakutas was Krishna III. In 949, he fought a battle of Takkolam. He fought a battle of Takkolam and he defeated the Parantaka Chola. He defeated Parantaka Chola. So Krishna III टाइटल వచ్చి తంజూర్ కొండ or వాతాపి కొండ తంజూర్ కొండ. He erected a victory pillar at Rameshwaram. Krishna III was the ruler who erected a victory pillar in Rameshwaram. Then Krishna III was the last powerful efficient king of Rashtrakutas. He defeated and he deposed Mahipala of ruler of Ujjain. He deposed the Mahipala ruler of Ujjain. He also succeeded in conquering the Tanjore. That's why he is called as Tanjore Konda. He conquered Tanjore and Kanchi by defeating the Cholas. He conquered Tanjore and Kanchi by defeating Cholas. Then he also defeated the Badami Chalukyas maybe. So he is called as Vatapi Konda and Tanjore Konda. Then Battle of Takkolam happened in 949 with the king Parantaka Chola and he defeated in Parantaka Chola in Tamil Nadu. Then Krishna III, Parantaka Chola battle of Parantaka Chola and Krishna III battle of Takkolam. The Krishna III he attained the title Tanjavur Konda, which implies he is victorious over the Cholas. And he issued the victory pillar at Rameshwaram, that is Vijayastamba. Victory pillar, he issued the victory pillar at Rameshwaram. Pillar పేరేంటి Vijayastamba because of all these victories. So victory pillars. His court poet was Halayuda who authored Kavi Rahasya. His court poet was Halayuda and he authored Kavi Rahasya. After him Indra V after Krishna III, Indra IV succeeded the throne. Then the last ruler of Rashtrakutas was Karka. The dynasty came to an end as the last ruler Karaka Karaka. He was killed by Taila II or Tailapa II, the scion of old Chalukya stock in 1980, and the Kalyani Chalukyas. And he founded the Chalukyas of Kalyani. So Taila II or Tailapa II, he killed the last ruler of Rashtrakutas, that is Karka. He killed and he established the Kalyani Chalukyas. Thus Kalyani Chalukyas, he founded the dynasty of Chalukyas of Kalyani, which lasted again for 2 centuries. The administration of Rashtrakutas administration, it was divided into Rashtras, provinces, which was controlled by Rashtrapatis. Rashtras were again divided into Vishayas or district governed by Vishayapatis. Then the subdivisions were Bhuktis consisting of 50 to 70 villages under the control of Bhogapatis. Rashtras, Rashtrapatis. Then Vishayas or district Vishayapati. Subdivision was Bhuktis consisting of 50 to 70 villages under the control of Bhogapatis, and village headman carried the village administration, and village assemblies, they played a significant role in village administration, that is Grama Sabhas and Panchayatis. Then literature under the Rashtrakutas. The literature under the Rashtrakutas, they widely patronized the Sanskrit literature. Then Halayuda, he composed Kavi Rahasya during the reign of Krishna III. Jinasena composed Parshva Budaya, that is the biography of Parshvanatha in verses. So Jinasena composed Parshva Budaya, biography of Parshvanatha in verses. Then Jinasena, he also wrote Adi Purana, which is on Adinatha, that is Rishabhanatha. Parshvanatha pine biography రాశాడు. He also wrote a book on, he also wrote Adi Purana, which is on Adinatha, Rishabhanatha. Then Amoga Varsha wrote Kaviraja Marga, that is on grammar, first book written in Kannada. Then Ratna Malika also. Ratna Malika was Sanskrit book which was written on Jainism. Then the rulers, Rashtrakuta rulers, they patronized Sanskrit and they popularized the Kannada also, Kannada literature also. Then Gunabhadra wrote Adi Puranam, the life stories of various Jaina saints. Gunabhadra ane atanu kuda, he wrote a book called Adi Puranam that has life stories of various Jaina saints. Then Shaktayana, he wrote Amoga Vritti. It was a grammar book. It is also a grammar book in Sanskrit. Then Veeracharya, Mahaveeracharya is a great mathematician. He wrote Ganita Sara Sangraham. During the period of Rashtrakutas, the Kannada literature saw its beginning. Kaviraja Marga, composed by Amoga Varsha, was the first poetic work in Kannada literature. Pampa was the greatest of the Kannada poets, and Vikramasena Vijaya is his famous work. Then Vikramasena Vijaya or Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Then Shanti Purana was another great work written by Ponna, another famous Kannada poet. Ponna wrote Shanti Purana. Then the art and architecture of Rashtrakutas. So the art and architecture of Rashtrakutas can be found at the Ellora and the Elephanta caves. It can be found at Ellora and Elephanta caves. The most remarkable temple, the Ellora Kailashanatha temple, was built by Krishna too, I think. So they followed the Vesara style of architecture started by the Badami Chalukyas. They followed the Vesara style of architecture founded by Badami Chalukyas. Then Kailashanatha temple. The temple is carved out of a massive block of rock measuring 20 feet long and 100 feet in breadth and height. Breadth 100 feet, height 100 feet on the length వచ్చి 200 feet on the big massive rock. The central face of the plinth has imposing figures of elephants and lions, which gives us an impression that the entire structure, it rests on the back of elephants and lions. It has a three-tiered shikara or the tower, which resembles the shikara of the Mamallapuram Rathas, which resembles the shikaras of Mamallapuram Rathas. The shikara is three-tiered. There is a pillared hall with 16 squared pillars in the interior of the temples. Pillared hall, it has 16 pillars in the interior of the temple. A sculpture of the goddess Durga, Kailashnath temple. It is engraved as slaying the buffalo demon. It is the sculpture of goddess Durga. It is engraved as slaying the buffalo demon. In the interior of the temple, there is a pillared hall which has 16 square pillars. The sculpture is the same. Then in another sculpture, the Ravana was making attempts to lift the Mount Kailasha, the abode of Shiva. Then Elephanta caves, originally called as Sri Puri. The Elephanta is an island near Bombay. It is an island near Bombay. It is originally called as Sri Puri. The Portuguese named it as Elephanta after seeing the huge figure of the elephant. The sculptures in Ellora and elephant has close similarities. There are huge figures of Dwarapalakas at the entrance of the sanctum. At the entrance of the sanctum, Garbhagudi, there are two figures of Dwarapalakas like Jaya Vijaya types. Then Trimurti is the most magnificent figure of this temple. Trimurti is the most magnificent figure of this temple, Elephanta caves lone temple. Then the sculpture of 6 meters, Dwarpalakas unnaru, Elephantas ki Kailashnath ki, there are a lot of similarities. Elephantalo Trimurti is the most significant figure in this Elephanta temple. The sculpture of 6 meters high. The sculpture anedi Trimurti sculpture is 6 meters high, 6 meters high and said to represent the three aspects of Shiva of as creator. Okay. ఓకే శివుడిని త్రిమూర్తిగా రిప్రజెంట్ చేశారంట. సో ఇట్ రిప్రజెంటింగ్ శివ it represents the three aspects of Shiva as creator, preserver and destroyer. శివుడే క్రియేట్ చేశారు, శివుడే ప్రిజర్వింగ్ అండ్ శివుడే destroyer లా. So 3 aspects of Shiva are depicted in this Elephanta temple. The other facts of Rashtrakutas are Vaishnavism and Shaivism, it flourished during their period. Active commerce witnessed between the Deccan and the Arabs. Vaishnavism and Shaivism had flourished. Active commerce had witnessed establishing. Active commerce witnessed between the Deccan and the Arabs. They stimulated the Arab trade by maintaining a good friendship with them. వీళ్ళే అరబ్స్తో మంచి ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ మెయింటైన్ చేసి దే స్టిమ్యులేటెడ్ ది అరబ్ ట్రేడ్. దెన్ అబౌట్ ద సొసైటీ ఆఫ్ రాష్ట్రకూటాస్, ద సొసైటీ ఆఫ్ రాష్ట్రకూటాస్ వాజ్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ వేరియస్ కాస్ట్ based on their professions. Then the guilds, they occupied an important position in the society, and the kings and guilds, all of them were tolerant to various faiths. Then Amogavarsha, he endorsed Jainism. So who was the Arab trader who visited Amogavarsha? Suleiman. Okay, who built the Kailashnath temple and the Elephanta caves at Ellora? Krishna I. Who destroyed the kingdom of Rashtrakutas? Kalyani Chalukyas. Okay. So the kings in order వచ్చి Danti Durga, then his uncle Krishna I, then Krishna I's eldest son Govinda II, then Govinda IIని overthrow చేసి then Dhruva, then after him Dhruva's son Govinda III. Dhruva వాళ్ళ సన్ పేరు వచ్చి Govinda III. Then Govinda III son వచ్చి Amogavarsha, then Krishna II, Indra III, then Amogavarsha I after Amogavarsha II after Indra III, it was Amogavarsha II, then Govinda IV, then Krishna III was the important ruler, then it was Karka which who was defeated by the Kalyani Chalukyas.